The universe is not an empty void, but a living entity in a state of constant growth. We will explore 25 uncommon perspectives on our ever-expanding cosmos, challenging everything you thought you knew. The physicist John Archibald Wheeler suggested a profound dialogue between space, time, and matter, a conversation we are only starting to understand. What if time itself is just an emergent illusion, and could the entire cosmos be a form of universal consciousness? By the end of this journey, you will possess a toolkit of fresh insights capable of reshaping your entire understanding of reality. What single idea about the cosmos feels most true to you right now? Perhaps the most radical idea is that the cosmos itself possesses a form of mind. We are not tiny observers in a dead, mechanical void, but integral parts of a vast, conscious entity. This perspective, rooted in the philosophical view of panpsychism, suggests that consciousness is not a rare fluke of biology, but a fundamental property woven into the fabric of reality itself. Every particle, every star, every galaxy might hold a flicker of inner experience. The physicist Sir James Jeans once proposed that the universe begins to look more like a great thought than like a great machine. From this vantage point, the birth of a star is not just a nuclear furnace igniting. It is a new idea flashing into existence within a cosmic mind. The majestic spiral of a galaxy could be a complex feeling, a swirling emotion on a scale we can barely comprehend. And what, then, is the universe's accelerating expansion? It could be the cosmos growing in self-awareness, an impulse toward greater complexity and coherence. We see a similar pattern in our own lives. As we learn and gather experiences, our own consciousness expands and deepens. The universe might be undergoing the same process, learning about itself through its own evolution, with each new supernova or colliding galaxy representing a novel insight in an ongoing cosmic cognition. Our own human drive to explore, to understand, to know. This could be the universe becoming aware of itself, piece by piece, through us. If the cosmos is a mind, then what role does time play within its thoughts? Time is the silent river carrying all of our lives, yet this river might not be as fundamental as it seems. Think of temperature. We feel it as a distinct property, a measure of heat or cold, but in reality, it emerges from something deeper. It is the collective, frenetic dance of countless molecules. Time itself could be a similar illusion, a grand emergent property born from the universe's relentless expansion. This perspective, found at the frontiers of quantum gravity, proposes that our unwavering experience of past, present, and future is not a primary feature of the cosmos. Instead, it is a secondary effect, a consequence of the universe growing larger and becoming more disordered. The theoretical physicist Carlo Rovelli articulates this beautifully, suggesting that our perception of time's flow is a local phenomenon, not a universal constant. There is no single master clock ticking for all of reality. What we call time emerges as the cosmos stretches, creating new space and increasing what physicists call entropy, the measure of disorder. This process of expansion and disordering provides the scaffolding for events to unfold in a sequence, for cause to precede effect, for memories to form. In a hypothetical, static universe where nothing changed, the very concepts of yesterday and tomorrow would lose all meaning. History would not be a timeline but a single, frozen moment. You can glimpse this in your own life. Your sense of time is inextricably linked to change. The rising sun, the changing seasons, the aging of your own body. These are all markers of a universe in motion, a cosmos expanding and evolving. Without that fundamental growth, our temporal experience would simply evaporate. This profound illusion of a flowing time immediately raises another question. If time is not an absolute backdrop, then what role does the observer play in bringing reality into focus? Our very act of looking out at the cosmos might be what solidifies its existence. This is the startling core of the participatory anthropic principle. It suggests the universe is not a pre-recorded film we are passively watching, but a live performance that requires an audience to come into being. The physicist John Wheeler, who first proposed this mind-bending idea, saw the cosmos and conscious life not as separate entities, but as inseparable partners in a grand cosmic dance. In this view, the universe expands in its particular, life-friendly way because observers like us are necessary to measure it, to perceive it, and in a very real sense, to finish the job of creation. This principle draws its power from the strange rules of quantum mechanics, where particles exist as clouds of probability until a measurement forces them to pick a definite state. Wheeler took this quantum weirdness and scaled it up to the entire universe with his delayed choice thought experiment. It proposes that an observation we make today could retroactively decide the path a photon took billions of years ago, before life even existed. This implies that our present act of observation is somehow reaching back and influencing the past, weaving a consistent history that leads to our own existence. So, what does this mean for the expanding universe? Its accelerating expansion might not be a mindless, mechanical process. It could be part of this ongoing participatory loop. The universe expands in a way that allows for galaxies, stars, and planets to form, which eventually gives rise to conscious observers. Those observers, in turn, through the very act of witnessing and measuring, help to solidify the universe's properties and perhaps even influence its future trajectory. We are not just passengers on this cosmic journey, we are active participants shaping the road as we travel it. This brings us to that classic philosophical puzzle. If a tree falls in a forest and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? The participatory principle offers a radical answer. Without an observer, there is no definitive sound, just a chaotic swirl of vibrating air molecules. The sound as a defined event only emerges with a listener. Similarly, without observers, does the universe have definite properties, or does it remain a fog of unrealized potential? This perspective utterly blurs the line between the cosmos and the consciousness that perceives it, placing us at the heart of a self-actualizing reality. It forces us to confront a profound question about the nature of the void from which this participatory universe first sparked into being. The ultimate void is not an empty blackness, but a true and absolute nothing. There is no space to expand into, no time to mark a before, and not even the ghost of a physical law to govern what might happen. This is the most profound starting point imaginable, and it forces us to confront a staggering possibility. Perhaps our entire universe, with all its billions of galaxies and its relentless expansion, did not need a cause at all. It could have simply sparked into existence from a state of pure non-being. This perspective, explored in quantum cosmology, suggests that the universe is the ultimate free lunch, a spontaneous emergence from a void beyond our comprehension. The physicist Lawrence Krauss delves into this in his work, explaining how the bizarre rules of quantum mechanics permit something to come from nothing. In the quantum realm, empty space is not truly empty. It is a seething foam of virtual particles that flicker in and out of existence, borrowing energy from the future for fleeting moments. Now scale that idea up to its ultimate extreme. Apply that same quantum uncertainty to the state of absolute nothingness before the concepts of before or after even existed. In that void, a quantum fluctuation of unimaginable scale could have occurred, not just creating a particle, but birthing space and time themselves in one single, explosive event. The initial singularity of the Big Bang, then, might not be a point of infinite density in a pre-existing void. It could instead represent the very transition from non-being to being. And what of the dark energy driving the universe's accelerating expansion? It might be a remnant of that primordial emergence, a faint echo of the initial quantum jump that set everything into motion. Think of this nothingness not as a barren wasteland, but as a fertile ground for potential. In this view, the laws of physics are not eternal truths written on some cosmic tablet. They are themselves born alongside the cosmos, emerging as the universe crystallizes from potential into reality. How does this change your view of existence? It means that every star, every planet, and the very space between them is not a feature of a pre-existing stage, but a miraculous structure that sprang from utter absence. This radical emergence from nothing immediately suggests another mind-bending possibility. If the entire cosmos can be born from a quantum flicker in a void, then perhaps the reality we experience is not as solid as it seems. What if our three-dimensional universe is merely a holographic projection of information stored on a distant, two-dimensional surface? This holographic universe theory shatters our most basic assumption about reality. Your perception of a solid, three-dimensional world, the very space you inhabit, might be a magnificent illusion. The theory proposes that all the information describing our cosmos, every galaxy, every star, and every one of your memories, is not stored within the volume of space itself. Instead, it is encoded like microscopic pixels on a distant, two-dimensional boundary that surrounds us. Our reality is not the source, but the projection. This radical idea, championed by physicists like Leonard Susskind, emerged from the study of black holes. It was discovered that all the information about matter falling into a black hole is not lost forever inside. It is somehow preserved on the black hole's event horizon, the point of no return, encoded in tiny, Planck-sized units of area. The holographic principle takes this finding and applies it to the entire universe. Our cosmos in its entirety could be a hologram projected from the data stored on the cosmic horizon, the ultimate edge of our expanding reality. Think of it like a cosmic DVD. The vivid, three-dimensional movie you watch is not contained within the depth of the screen. It is all encoded on the flat, two-dimensional surface of the disc. Your television reads that data and projects the illusion of depth, of space, of objects moving towards you and away from you. In the very same way, your brain might be the processor that reads the cosmic data stream, interpreting a two-dimensional code into the rich, three-dimensional experience of your life. So, what does this mean for the universe's relentless expansion? The growth of the cosmos might not be about space simply stretching into a void. It could be the holographic screen itself getting larger. As this fundamental boundary expands, its surface area increases. More surface area means a greater capacity for information. This could be why the universe can support increasingly complex structures over time, from the first simple atoms to the vast, intricate webs of galaxies and eventually to conscious life. The mysterious dark energy driving the acceleration could be the computational power, the energy required to process this ever-growing amount of data and sustain the projection. The formation of a galaxy, from this perspective, is not just a gravitational dance. It is a complex pattern emerging from the underlying data bits on the cosmic hard drive, much like a detailed image resolving on a screen as more pixels become available. This leads to a deeply personal question. What if your own stream of consciousness, your sense of self, is not generated solely within your brain? What if it too is a holographic projection, a localized reading of information from the edge of the universe? You are not just watching the cosmic movie, you are a character generated by its underlying code. This digital analogy transforms our view of the cosmos into something resembling a vast quantum computer, continuously calculating its own existence. The very fabric of reality seems to be woven from information, a concept that forces us to ask what or who is running the program. Our entire reality could be the output of a cosmic computation running on a scale beyond comprehension. The universe itself might be the ultimate quantum computer, where every particle, every force, and every flicker of energy is not just matter in motion, but a fundamental unit of information, a qubit, engaged in an unimaginably complex calculation. This perspective, drawn from quantum information theory, reimagines the cosmos not as a collection of things, but as a dynamic process of computation. The laws of physics we have labored to discover are not merely descriptions of behavior. They are the algorithms, the fundamental software that governs how the universe processes information and computes its own future state. Pioneers like Seth Lloyd have championed this view, suggesting the cosmos is a quantum system that perpetually calculates its own evolution. From this vantage point, the universe's relentless expansion takes on a new meaning. It might be a direct result of these ongoing computational processes. The rate of expansion could reflect the sheer complexity of the calculations being performed, a measure of the cosmic processor's workload. And what of the mysterious dark energy accelerating this expansion? It could be akin to unused computational potential. As the universe computes, it might be optimizing its operations, freeing up resources, and this released computational power is what we measure as dark energy, pushing the cosmos to expand faster and faster. Even the formation of majestic structures like galaxies can be seen through this lens. They are not just gravitational accidents. They are intermediate results in a vast cosmic program, temporary data structures that form as the universe works through its algorithmic steps. We see echoes of this in our own world. A simple computer algorithm, just a few lines of code, can generate intricate, unpredictable patterns like fractal snowflakes or simulated ecosystems. The universe's breathtaking diversity, from the spin of an electron to the grand architecture of a galactic supercluster, could similarly stem from a set of fundamental computational rules running on a cosmic scale. This forces a profound question. If the universe is computing, does this mean that reality is, at its core, a form of mathematics in action? That the cosmos is not just described by math, but is math, a tangible, dynamic expression of logical relationships? This computational angle does more than redefine our universe. It naturally invites us to consider an even grander possibility. If our cosmos is one program running on a quantum computer, then what else is running on the same hardware? Our universe might be a single soap bubble floating in a cosmic sea of froth. This is the startling vision of the inflationary multiverse, a theory suggesting our entire cosmic history is just one pocket in an eternally inflating reality. Physicists like Alan Guth propose that a hyper-fast expansion of space called inflation jump-started our universe, but this inflation might not have been a one-time event. It could be a perpetual process, a chaotic, bubbling cauldron of space-time where new universes are constantly budding off, each with its own unique set of physical laws. In this cosmic archipelago, our bubble is simply one where the constants are just right for atoms, stars, and life to form. The strength of gravity, the mass of an electron, these are not universal truths. They might be local bylaws, the arbitrary settings of our particular pocket universe. This idea offers a profound answer to the puzzle of fine-tuning. Why does our universe seem so perfectly calibrated for complexity? It is not because the cosmos was designed for us. We simply exist in one of the rare bubbles where the numbers lined up correctly, a cosmic selection effect on an unimaginable scale. Our accelerating expansion could be a purely local phenomenon, the way our specific bubble continues to stretch. Right next door, in a neighboring universe, space might be collapsing into a big crunch or sitting perfectly still. This perspective dramatically shrinks our cosmic significance. Humanity is not the center of a single grand universe. We are a fleeting possibility on one island in an infinite archipelago of realities. This leads to an even more personal thought. The many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics suggests that every possible outcome of every quantum event actually occurs, splitting reality into endless branches. In this view, every choice you make, every chance occurrence, spawns new universes where all other possibilities are realized. There is a version of reality where you took a different path home today, and another where life never formed on Earth at all. The sheer vastness of this multiverse is humbling, pushing us to ask if the cosmos is ultimately finite or stretches on without end. Our cosmos might be both finite and without any edge. This is not a contradiction but a feature of its shape, a closed geometry predicted by Einstein's theory of general relativity. Think of the surface of a balloon. It has a definite, measurable area, yet an ant walking on it would never encounter a boundary or a cliff. It could march forever in a straight line and eventually return to its starting point. Our three-dimensional universe could be the higher-dimensional analog of that balloon's two-dimensional surface, a vast volume that curves back on itself in a way we cannot directly see. Cosmologist Janna Levin has deeply explored this model, suggesting a finite cosmos forces us to rethink our notions of infinity and our own place within the whole. In such a universe, if you could build a telescope powerful enough and peer in one direction, you would, after looking across billions of light years, see the back of your own head. Every distant galaxy is, in a sense, a neighbor, its light having traveled the entire circumference of reality to reach your eyes. The expansion we measure, then, is not an explosion into nothingness. It is the stretching of this closed geometry itself, the balloon inflating, the mysterious force we call dark energy accelerating this expansion, could be intimately tied to the specific topology of this shape, governing the rate at which the cosmic balloon inflates over time. It is like sailing on the endless ocean of a perfectly spherical world. You never hit a wall, yet your journey across the globe is ultimately finite. The cosmos may be that same grand, looping landscape on an unimaginable scale. How would it feel to look up at the night sky and know that every single point of light is, in principle, accessible? That the entire universe is your local neighborhood, just seen from an immense distance? This idea of a bounded yet endless cosmos immediately forces a confrontation with one of physics' most powerful concepts, the relentless rise of disorder. This relentless rise of disorder might be the very engine powering the cosmos. The universe's accelerating expansion could be a direct consequence of entropy, the second law of thermodynamics demanding that disorder must always increase. This law gives us the arrow of time, the reason we remember the past but not the future, and it may also be the fundamental force stretching the fabric of reality itself. Physicist Sean Carroll explores this profound link, suggesting the entire cosmic story began with a very special, low-entropy state at the Big Bang. Think of a new deck of cards, perfectly ordered by suit and number. That is our universe at its birth, a state of incredibly improbable neatness. From that moment, the only direction to go was toward greater shuffling, greater chaos. The expansion of space is not just something that happens while entropy increases. The expansion is what allows entropy to increase. As the universe grows, it creates more room, more possible configurations for matter and energy. It is literally making more space for disorder to flourish. The mysterious dark energy accelerating this process could be the ultimate reservoir of this disorder, a cosmic fuel that ensures the march toward chaos never slows down. We see smaller versions of this everywhere. A drop of ink in a glass of water will slowly spread out until the entire glass is a uniform, murky color. It will never spontaneously gather back into a single, dense droplet. That is entropy in action. On a cosmic scale, the formation of a beautiful, ordered galaxy is like a temporary, intricate swirl in that ink. It creates a local pocket of stunning structure, but it does so by burning fuel and radiating heat out into the void, increasing the overall disorder of the universe. Your own life is a perfect example of this. Your body is a marvel of organization, constantly fighting decay to maintain its intricate order. But you do this by consuming food, by breaking down complex molecules into simpler ones, and by radiating heat into your surroundings. You create a local island of order at the cost of increasing the disorder of the environment around you. The entire cosmos might be following this same inevitable path, building temporary structures of breathtaking beauty on its one-way journey toward a final, uniform state of maximum entropy, a quiet heat death where all energy is evenly spread and no more work can be done. This thermodynamic view transforms the universe from a static stage into a dynamic, evolving entity, much like a living organism that grows, changes, and ultimately ages. It is a system driven by an immutable law toward its own final equilibrium. And if the cosmos is truly this kind of dynamic, information-driven system, then perhaps its expansion is not just a physical process, but a learning one. The cosmos might not be a cold, sterile machine, but a living, breathing organism. This 10th perspective invites you to see the universe not as a collection of inanimate objects, but as a single, vast biological entity. Galaxies could be the fundamental cells of this cosmic body, each one a bustling center of activity, processing energy and building complex structures. The invisible web of dark matter, which holds the cosmic structure together, would then act as a kind of circulatory system, a connective tissue distributing the unseen forces that give the universe its shape. And the expansion itself, the relentless growth of space, might be the universe's metabolism, its fundamental process of intake, conversion, and growth on a scale we can barely fathom. This biocentric analogy, drawing from systems theory and ecology, suggests the cosmos exhibits core properties of life, including a deep level of organization, a capacity to adapt over time, and perhaps even a potential for reproduction. The physicist Freeman Dyson once speculated that life in the universe might have a purpose, and from this vantage point, the entire cosmic expansion could be part of a grand life cycle. The mysterious dark energy, then, is not a strange, repulsive force. It could be more like a cosmic hormone, a biochemical signal regulating the organism's growth rate. The current acceleration we observe might indicate a phase of rapid development, a cosmic adolescence pushing the universe toward a state of maturity. Or it could be a sign of senescence, a final, rapid expansion before a quiet end. We see this dynamic balance in Earth's own ecosystems. A forest grows, reaches a stable climax state, and then is renewed by fire or decay. The universe, on its grandest scale, might be undergoing a similar process of dynamic equilibrium, balancing the creative force of star formation with the destructive power of black holes, all within the overarching rhythm of its expansion. If the cosmos is truly a living organism, then our own consciousness, our drive to understand and connect, might be a fleeting spark of awareness within a much larger cosmic mind. This organic perspective pushes us toward one final, staggering possibility. Could this living universe be preparing to replicate itself? The mechanisms for such cosmic reproduction might already be at work. Black holes, those enigmatic gravitational pits, could be more than just destroyers. Some theories suggest they might be seeds for new universes, where the extreme conditions within a singularity spark a new Big Bang in a separate reality. Or perhaps our entire inflationary multiverse is the result of a living cosmos perpetually giving birth to new offspring, a timeless cycle of creation ensuring that life, in its most universal sense, never truly ends. Our cosmos might be designed to create more of itself. This 11th perspective pushes the idea of a living universe to its ultimate conclusion, proposing that our entire reality is built for reproduction. The self-replicating universe hypothesis suggests that universes can give birth to new universes, and our own accelerating expansion could be a key trait in this cosmic evolutionary cycle. Black holes, often seen as the ultimate endpoints of destruction, might actually be cosmic seeds. The theory of cosmological natural selection, developed by physicist Lee Smolin, proposes that the extreme conditions inside a black hole singularity could trigger a new Big Bang, spawning a baby universe in a separate realm of spacetime. In this breathtaking scenario, universes that produce more black holes have more offspring, passing on their physical laws, their constants, to the next cosmic generation. This means the fundamental forces we measure, the strength of gravity and the mass of an electron, might not be arbitrary. They could be the inherited traits of a successful cosmic lineage, finely tuned over eons of universal evolution to maximize the production of black holes. Our universe, with its specific expansion rate and its mysterious dark energy, might be a highly successful parent in this grand cosmic tree of life. Think of evolution on Earth, a species that develops a trait allowing it to find more food or evade predators, is more likely to survive and pass its genes to the next generation. Now scale that idea up to the cosmos itself, a universe that expands at just the right rate, a rate perhaps influenced by dark energy, creates the perfect conditions for stars to form, live, and die in spectacular supernova that leave behind black holes. If a universe expands too quickly, matter is spread too thin, and galaxies and stars cannot form, leaving no black holes and no cosmic offspring. If it expands too slowly, it might collapse back into a big crunch before it has a chance to reproduce. Our own accelerating expansion, driven by dark energy, might be the golden mean, a trait that ensures a long, fertile life filled with stellar generations and countless black holes. This process of cosmic reproduction invites us to see the universe as a computational entity processing information. The formation of a black hole is not just a gravitational collapse, but a critical calculation, a moment where the universe processes the information of an entire star and outputs a seed for a new reality. The laws of physics are the algorithm, and the relentless expansion is the program running, creating the time and space needed for this cosmic computation to reach its reproductive conclusion. Your very existence on a planet orbiting a star that will one day die is part of this immense, iterative process. You are living inside a universe that is not just expanding, but potentially preparing for its most profound act, creating a new cosmos with a legacy written in the laws of nature themselves. This idea of a living, breathing, and reproducing cosmos makes the vast emptiness of space feel intimately connected to the cycle of life. It suggests that the cosmos is not a cold, sterile void, but a vibrant, evolving ecosystem on the grandest possible scale. If the universe is truly this kind of dynamic, self-replicating system, then its expansion is not a journey toward emptiness, but a necessary phase in an endless cycle of cosmic rebirth. This leads us to wonder if the entire cosmic story is not just a physical process, but a narrative unfolding with its own inherent meaning. The universe hums with an invisible conversation, a constant exchange of data on the grandest scale. This 12th perspective asks you to see the cosmos not as a collection of things, but as a vast, living information network. Every particle, every force, every gravitational tug is a node in this network, a point of data connected to others by the links of physical law. The expansion of the universe, then, is not merely space stretching. It is the growth of this cosmic internet, the continuous addition of new nodes, and the weaving of ever more complex connections between them. This idea, rooted in digital physics, finds its foundation in physicist John Wheeler's famous phrase, "it from bit." He proposed that every particle, every field of force, derives its existence from information, theoretic answers to yes or no questions, from binary bits. In this view, reality is not made of stuff, but of data. The relentless expansion we observe could be driven by the sheer accumulation of this cosmic information, the universe's memory and processing power growing as it ages. Think of the early universe, a sparse network with only a few fundamental particles exchanging simple data. As it expanded, the network grew more intricate, allowing for the formation of atoms, then stars, then galaxies, each a vastly more complex node in the web. The mysterious dark energy could be a measure of this network's increasing bandwidth or storage capacity. It is the energy required to sustain this ever-growing informational structure, the power that allows for more connections, more complex computations, and ultimately, more innovation within the cosmic code. We see a small-scale version of this on our own planet. A social network starts with a few users. As it grows, the number of possible connections explodes, fostering new communities, new ideas, and new forms of culture that were impossible when the network was small. The universe might be doing the same thing on a cosmic scale. The gravitational web connecting galaxies is not just a physical structure. It is a data highway, facilitating the exchange of information that allows the cosmic network to evolve. This leads to a deeply personal question. What if every observation you make, every thought you have, is not just happening inside your skull? What if it is a new data point being logged in the universal network, a unique contribution to the cosmos's growing self-awareness? Your consciousness is a localized processing center in this vast informational web, interpreting the data stream that is reality. This informational view seamlessly connects to one of the most debated ideas of our time. If the universe is fundamentally a network processing information, could it all be running on a cosmic computer, a simulation crafted by some advanced intelligence? The fine-tuned constants of our universe might be the ultimate clue that we are living inside someone else's computer. This 13th perspective, the simulation hypothesis, proposes that our entire expanding cosmos is not a fundamental reality, but a sophisticated simulation running on the hardware of an advanced civilization. Philosopher Nick Bostrom formalized this startling idea, arguing that if any civilization ever reaches the technological capability to create realistic simulations of conscious beings, then the number of simulated minds would vastly outnumber the real ones. Statistically, you and I are more likely to be among the simulated. From this vantage point, the laws of physics are not discovered truths, but the programmed rules of the simulation's engine. The universe's relentless expansion is not a physical process, but a feature of the software's design. The acceleration we measure could be a resource management strategy, a way for the simulation to constantly generate new, empty space to prevent the computational load from becoming too intense. Think of a video game that uses procedural generation. As a player explores the world, the game engine renders new terrain ahead and deletes the old terrain behind, conserving memory and processing power. Our cosmic expansion might be the ultimate version of this, a background process ensuring the simulation runs smoothly without crashing. The mysterious dark energy, then, might not be a physical substance. It could represent unused computational potential, a buffer of processing power allocated by the programmers to handle unexpected complexity, or to simply keep the cosmic program stable over its immense runtime. The puzzling fine-tuning of the universe's constants, which seems perfectly calibrated for complexity and life, finds a natural explanation here. It is not a cosmic coincidence. It is evidence of careful programming, a set of initial parameters chosen by the simulators to create an interesting, stable, and perhaps observable reality. The formation of a galaxy is not just gravity at work. It is a complex subroutine rendering a beautiful structure within the code. Your own stream of consciousness could be a localized process running on this cosmic computer, a unique instance of a simulated mind experiencing the program from within. This forces a profound question about the nature of time within the simulation. Is the arrow of time, our unwavering sense of past and future, simply the direction in which the simulation is being computed? Is causality itself just a programmed rule to maintain a logical narrative for its inhabitants? If the universe is a computation, then perhaps the flow of time is nothing more than the sequential processing of its algorithmic steps. This simulated reality, built upon information and computation, leads us to a haunting final possibility. If our entire cosmos is a program, then the very hardware it runs on must be real. What is the nature of that ultimate reality, the base level of existence that hosts the simulation? Time itself may be a two-way street. The 14th perspective asks you to consider a cosmos where the arrow of time is not permanent, but merely a temporary direction in an eternal dance of expansion and contraction. This is the vision of time-symmetric universes, a cyclical model where the cosmos breathes in a great cosmic rhythm. Instead of a single beginning and a final, cold end, the universe undergoes endless cycles. Each grand cycle, or eon, begins with a hot, dense state, expands for trillions of years, and is then drawn back together in a great crunch, only to bounce into a new beginning. The current acceleration we observe, driven by dark energy, might not be a one-way ticket to emptiness. It could be the moment of maximum stretch, the point where the universe takes a final, deep breath before it begins to contract once more. In the conformal cyclic cosmology proposed by physicist Roger Penrose, the end of one eon seamlessly becomes the low entropy beginning of the next. As our universe expands and cools into a near-featureless void, its vast, empty state becomes identical to the hot, dense singularity of a new Big Bang. The boundary between the end of one universe and the start of the next simply evaporates, creating an endless chain of cosmic rebirth. Dark energy, in this breathtaking view, is not a mysterious anti-gravity force. It is the transitional mechanism, the cosmic hormone that halts endless expansion and initiates the turnaround. It prepares the cosmos for its next act, resetting the stage for a new cycle of creation. Think of a cosmic heartbeat, a slow, steady pulse on a scale beyond human comprehension. Our entire history, from the first stars to the rise of civilization, is just one tiny part of a single beat, a fleeting moment in the universe's inhalation. The acceleration we measure is the peak of that inhalation, the pause before the heart muscle contracts and the exhalation begins. In that contraction, the arrow of time we know so well could reverse. Cause would follow effect, memories would unravel, and history would play out in reverse, not as a rewind, but as a new, forward-moving narrative from a different perspective. How would this change your view of your own life? Your joys and sorrows, your greatest achievements and deepest regrets have all happened before in a previous eon and will happen again in the next. This is the ultimate eternal recurrence, a concept that can feel either terrifying or deeply comforting. It suggests a universe that is fundamentally balanced and harmonious, a self-regulating system where death is always followed by rebirth. There is no true end, only transformation. Your existence is not a single, fleeting spark in a cold void, but a recurring note in an infinite cosmic symphony, forever part of the universe's timeless, rhythmic dance. The cosmos breathes with a rhythm too deep for us to hear. This 15th perspective asks you to listen not with your ears, but with your mind, to the universe as a harmonic oscillator, a cosmic instrument vibrating at fundamental frequencies we can only detect through the language of physics. Expansion and contraction are not opposing forces in this view, but the rising and falling amplitude of a single, eternal wave. The acceleration we observe could be a powerful resonance effect, a point where the underlying quantum fields that compose reality are vibrating in perfect sync, amplifying the cosmic motion. This idea, emerging from the realms of string theory and wave mechanics, suggests the universe's entire history is a form of harmonic motion, a dance of energy playing out across the fabric of spacetime. Physicist Brian Greene explores how the vibrations of tiny, curled-up extra dimensions could be the source of the fundamental forces and particles we see, their subtle hums and overtones directly influencing the expansion rate we measure in our familiar four-dimensional world. The cosmic microwave background radiation, the faint afterglow of the Big Bang, is not just a thermal relic, it is the universe's first recorded chord, the fossilized echo of those primordial vibrations imprinted on the sky. Even the grand architecture of the cosmos, the vast web of galaxies and galactic clusters, might not be arranged randomly. Their distribution could follow intricate harmonic patterns, nodes in a standing wave of unimaginable scale. Think of a single note played on a cello. The rich sound you hear is not one frequency, but a fundamental tone accompanied by a chorus of higher harmonics, all blending to create the instrument's unique voice. Our universe could be a similar composition. The expansion is the fundamental note, the deep bass tone of existence. Dark energy, then, is not a mysterious substance. It is the driving force, the cosmic bow that maintains the vibration, continuously adding energy to the system to keep the symphony playing and even accelerating its tempo. This vibrational perspective makes the cosmos feel intimately familiar. Your entire life is governed by rhythms, from the steady beat of your heart to the daily cycle of light and dark. You are drawn to the harmonics in music because that order and resonance feel inherently beautiful and correct. Perhaps that sense of beauty is a faint, intuitive recognition of the universe's own fundamental nature. We are not just listening to the cosmic symphony from a seat in the audience. Our own consciousness, our ability to perceive rhythm and pattern, might be the universe's way of developing an ear for its own music. We are tiny resonators tuned to perceive the grand vibrations of which we are a part. This idea that consciousness is a key player in the cosmic orchestra brings us to a profound crossroads. If our minds are tuned to perceive the universe's rhythms, could that perception itself be the very thing that gives the cosmos its solidity and form? Consciousness could be a field as fundamental as gravity, woven into the very substance of space. This 16th perspective proposes that your awareness is not a product of your brain alone, but a localized expression of a universal field of consciousness. The cosmos itself is not just aware, it is awareness, and the expansion we measure is the physical signature of this field evolving toward higher, more complex states. Philosopher David Chalmers points to consciousness as a brute fact of nature, an irreducible component of reality, much like space or time. In this panpsychist view, every particle holds a flicker of inner experience, and human minds are not islands of sentience in a dead sea. We are whirlpools in a vast, conscious ocean, temporary concentrations of a cosmic mind that feels and knows. The universe's relentless expansion, then, takes on a deeply personal meaning. It is the field of consciousness itself stretching, creating more room for novel forms of experience to arise. The mysterious dark energy driving the acceleration might not be a physical substance at all. It could represent the latent potential for new awareness, the energetic tension in the field as it prepares for the next leap in subjective complexity. Think of your own mind during deep meditation. As you quiet the internal chatter, your sense of self can expand, feeling less like an isolated point and more like a part of a larger, tranquil whole. Could the universe, in its own slow, majestic way, be engaged in a similar process? Is the cosmic expansion a form of meditation on a scale beyond our comprehension, a collective deepening of awareness as the field becomes more integrated and self-knowing? This vision transforms the formation of a galaxy from a gravitational dance into a profound feeling blooming within the cosmic mind, and the birth of a star into a new sensation flashing into existence. It suggests that the universe is not just expanding but awakening. This inherent consciousness of the cosmos naturally expresses itself through a drive for beauty, inviting us to see the entire universe as a work of art in progress. The universe composes its masterpiece with every passing moment. This 17th perspective invites you to see the cosmos not as a machine or an organism, but as a sublime work of art in progress, where the expansion of space is the artist's grand, sweeping brushstroke across an infinite canvas. The fundamental laws of physics are not cold equations, but the principles of composition and balance that guide the cosmic creator's hand. This aesthetic view, finding resonance in both philosophy and cosmology, posits that beauty and creativity are not happy accidents, but foundational forces driving the universe's very existence. The physicist Paul Dirac was captivated by this idea, observing that it is more important to have beauty in one's equations than to have them fit experiment, hinting that the universe's profound elegance is a direct clue to its artistic nature. From this vantage point, the mysterious dark energy is not a fuel or a computation. It is the artist's palette, the vast reservoir of potential from which new colors, textures, and forms can be conjured. The intricate web of galaxies is not a gravitational structure, but a complex, lace-like pattern emerging from this cosmic medium, a testament to the artist's eye for intricate detail. The acceleration of the universe's expansion could be a dramatic flourish in this ongoing creative process, a moment where the artist steps back and allows the work to take on a life of its own, growing in scale and ambition beyond its initial sketch. We understand this drive intuitively when we look at human art. A great painting or a piece of music does not simply convey information. It evokes a deep, wordless emotion. It can make you feel awe, melancholy, or a sense of profound connection. Could the universe, in its own majestic way, be doing the same thing? Is the breathtaking sight of a nebula or the silent, stately dance of galaxies an expression of a cosmic feeling, an emotion on a scale we can only witness but not fully name? This creative angle forces us to reconsider the purpose of the cosmos. Its primary goal may not be efficiency or computation, but the continuous generation of novelty and innovation. Every supernova is not just a star's death, but a new pigment splashed onto the canvas. Every newly formed planetary system is an experiment in form and structure. The universe, as an artist, seems driven by an insatiable need to create, to explore every possible permutation of existence, to see what new beauties can be forged from the fundamental laws of its being. Your own life, with its unique joys and sorrows, becomes a tiny yet irreplaceable brushstroke in this epic mural. Your capacity to perceive beauty, to feel wonder when you look at the stars, is the universe developing an eye for its own artistry. You are not just observing the gallery, you are part of the painting, and your consciousness is the means by which the cosmos learns to appreciate its own sublime and ever-evolving creation. This drive for artistic expression suggests a cosmos that values experience over mere existence, a reality that is fundamentally creative and emotionally resonant. The cosmos is a playground where novelty is the only rule. This 18th perspective asks you to see the universe not as a static arena, but as a dynamic engine of innovation, a realm where the fundamental drive is the constant creation of the new. The relentless expansion of space is the ultimate enabler of this process, continuously clearing the stage for unprecedented forms of complexity, life, and experience to emerge. The philosopher Alfred North Whitehead called this the universe's creative advance, a perpetual process where reality is not a fixed thing, but a series of moments, each one bringing forth something genuinely unprecedented. From this vantage point, the acceleration we observe is not a drift toward emptiness. It is a sign of the cosmos hitting its creative stride, a period of explosive innovation where the rate of novelty itself is accelerating. The mysterious dark energy, then, might not be a physical substance at all. It could be the metaphysical impulse for novelty itself, a fundamental yearning in the fabric of reality that pushes the cosmos to explore every uncharted territory of existence. We see this trend toward novelty written large in cosmic history. The journey from a featureless soup of fundamental particles to the first hydrogen atoms was a leap of creativity. The gravitational collapse that forged the first stars was another, introducing nuclear fusion to the universe. Then came planets, complex chemistry, and eventually life and consciousness. Each stage was more complex, more intricate, and more unprecedented than the last. The universe seems to have an inherent bias for the interesting over the mundane, constantly inventing new ways to be. Your own life is a testament to this creative advance. Every thought you have, every new connection you make in your mind, is a small act of cosmic novelty. The universe is not just out there, it is happening within you, using your consciousness as a medium to experience new feelings, new ideas, and new forms of beauty. How does it feel to know that your personal growth, your moments of insight and wonder, are a direct reflection of the universe's deepest impulse? This focus on constant invention transforms our view of the future. The cosmos is not running down, it is ramping up. The accelerating expansion guarantees that there will always be new space, new potential for realities we cannot yet conceive. Perhaps in the distant future, in the cold, expanded void, forms of life and mind will emerge that are as far beyond us as we are beyond a single-celled organism. They will be built from the novel possibilities that dark energy is, right now, tirelessly preparing. This cosmic playground of endless creativity immediately suggests a profound purpose. If the universe is constantly generating novelty, is it also, in the process, learning something fundamental about itself? The cosmos is a student in a classroom of its own making. This 19th perspective, the learning universe hypothesis, asks you to see the entire expanse of reality not as a finished product, but as an intelligent system engaged in a perpetual process of trial and error, constantly refining its own structure and laws through direct experience. The relentless expansion of space is what provides the ultimate laboratory, the ever-growing workspace where these cosmic experiments can unfold without interference. The acceleration we observe could be a sign of this educational process hitting a fever pitch, a phase of rapid learning where the universe is assimilating new information at an ever-increasing rate. This idea, drawing inspiration from machine learning and complex systems theory, suggests the cosmos evolves by adapting its very parameters based on feedback. Physicist Lee Smolin's work on cosmological natural selection touches on this, where universes that produce more black holes effectively learn which physical constants are most successful for reproduction, passing those lessons on to the next cosmic generation. In this more general learning view, every galactic collision is not a catastrophe but a data point. The birth and death of a star is a calculated experiment in nuclear physics and gravitational collapse. The delicate emergence of life on a distant world is a profound lesson in chemistry and complexity, a successful result logged in the universe's growing book of knowledge. The mysterious dark energy, then, might be the cognitive fuel for this process. It could be the energy required to process new information, to form new connections, and to update the cosmic model of itself, driving the expansion to create more room for ever more sophisticated lessons. Think of how you learn a complex skill like playing a musical instrument. Your first attempts are clumsy and full of errors, but with practice, with feedback from every wrong note, your brain rewires itself. Your neural pathways change and your skill improves. The universe might be undergoing a similar, majestic process of self-education. Its initial state was simple, a hot, dense soup of fundamental particles. But through expansion and interaction, it has learned to form atoms, to ignite stars, to weave galaxies, and to foster consciousness. Each step was a hypothesis tested against the unforgiving laboratory of reality, with successful structures persisting and failed ones dissolving away. Your own life is a microcosm of this cosmic pedagogy. Every challenge you face, every mistake you make, is a lesson that shapes who you become. The universe, on its grand scale, might be doing the very same thing, using the feedback from trillions of stellar lives and deaths to learn more about its own potential and its own nature. This educational journey transforms the cosmos from a cold mechanism into a story, a narrative with a plot driven by the acquisition of wisdom. If the universe is truly learning, then its entire history is not just a sequence of events, but a curriculum written in the language of physics, with each chapter building on the lessons of the last. Your life is a chapter in the universe's great book. This 20th perspective asks you to see the cosmos not as a machine or an organism, but as an epic story, a grand narrative unfolding across billions of years. The expansion of space is the plot itself, the relentless forward motion of the tale, and each galaxy is a vibrant character with its own history of birth, life, and death, all authored by the unyielding laws of physics. Philosopher Michael Heller described this as the drama of being, a cosmic stage where the fundamental forces are the script and every particle is an actor playing its part. From this vantage point, the Big Bang is the inciting incident, the dramatic opening sentence that sets everything into motion. The formation of the first stars is the rising action, building complexity and setting the stage for the story's most intricate developments. And the mysterious dark energy accelerating the plot is not a random force. It is a brilliant plot device, a source of tension and mystery that keeps the story dynamic and unpredictable, preventing it from settling into a predictable, stagnant rhythm. The eventual heat-death of the universe, a state of maximum entropy, could be the final resolution, the quiet closing of the book. But the current acceleration ensures the journey there is filled with unexpected twists and profound revelations. Think of your favorite story. What makes it compelling is not just the ending, but the conflicts, the character development, and the unforeseen challenges. The universe's narrative is no different. The collision of two galaxies is a dramatic confrontation. The silent, patient pull of dark matter is the subtle subplot that holds the entire story together. The birth of a conscious species on a tiny world is a moment of profound self-awareness for the story itself, a point where the narrative becomes aware that it is being told. So, what role do you play in this cosmic tale? You are not a passive reader. You are a character with agency, your every thought and action a unique sentence, a paragraph contributing to the ongoing plot. Your capacity for love, for curiosity, for moral choice, these are not insignificant footnotes. They are essential themes in the universe's exploration of what it means to be. This narrative lens inevitably leads us to a deeper question. If the cosmos is a story, does it contain a moral dimension, a lesson woven into the very fabric of its expanding plot? The universe might be striving for a state of moral perfection. This 21st perspective asks you to consider the cosmos not just as a physical or conscious entity, but as an inherently ethical one, where its relentless expansion reflects a fundamental movement toward greater goodness, justice, and harmony. This vision, deeply influenced by the philosophical cosmology of thinkers like Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, proposes that the entire cosmic story is an evolution toward an ultimate state of unity and love, which he called the Omega Point. In this breathtaking view, the acceleration of the universe is not a random push into emptiness. It is the physical manifestation of this profound ethical pull, a cosmic yearning drawing all of reality toward its highest moral ideal. The mysterious dark energy, then, is not a fuel or a computation. It symbolizes the attractive force of this ultimate goodness, the universe's own conscience guiding it toward a state of perfect balance and connection. We can see a small reflection of this in our own lives. When you choose compassion over indifference or justice over selfishness, you are aligning with a force that seems to pull life toward greater complexity and care. Your actions create ripples that extend far beyond your immediate sight, contributing to a global common good. Now, scale that idea up to the cosmos itself. The formation of a galaxy, which creates stable environments for stars and planets, is not just a gravitational event. It is a step toward creating the conditions for ethical actors to emerge. The rise of consciousness is not a biological fluke, but the universe developing the capacity for moral choice, for love, and for the recognition of beauty and truth. From this vantage point, your own ethical struggles, your drive to be a better person, are not small private affairs. They are integral to the universe's own moral maturation. You are a node in a cosmic network of ethical becoming, and your choices, however small, contribute to the weight of the whole. The universe is learning to be good, and it is doing so through the collective experiences of every conscious being within it. This moral angle invites us to see the cosmos as a beautifully balanced system of complementary forces, where expansion creates the space for diversity, and the pull toward unity ensures that diversity is woven into a harmonious whole. It suggests that the ultimate destiny of the cosmos is not a cold, silent death, but a warm, conscious embrace. If the universe is truly on an ethical journey, then the very space between the stars is charged with a purpose far deeper than we ever imagined, a purpose that resonates with the most noble aspirations of the human heart. The universe thrives on a fundamental tension, a perpetual dance between the rigid structures of order and the wild, creative pulse of chaos. This 20-second perspective reveals the cosmos not as a placid lake, but as a turbulent ocean, where every wave of structure is born from a deep well of randomness. The expansion we observe is the physical manifestation of this eternal struggle, the very fabric of reality stretching between these two primal forces. The accelerating expansion, then, might signal a dramatic shift in this cosmic balance, a tilt toward the chaotic side that unleashes a flood of creativity and innovation across the void. Dark energy, in this view, is not a mysterious substance. It is the embodiment of the chaotic impulse itself, the raw, unformed potential that constantly challenges established structures and pushes the universe to reinvent itself. This dualistic vision finds a powerful echo in the work of physicist Ilya Prigogine, who showed how complex, ordered systems, which he called dissipative structures, can spontaneously emerge from states of chaos and turbulence. A star is a perfect example of this cosmic principle in action. It is a masterpiece of gravitational order, a stable, burning sphere held in perfect balance for billions of years. Yet that star was born from a chaotic cloud of gas and dust, a turbulent nursery where random collisions and shockwaves provided the necessary kick to initiate the collapse. The star itself is a dissipative structure, maintaining its exquisite internal order only by constantly dissipating energy out into the cold chaos of space. Our entire expanding universe appears to be the ultimate dissipative structure, a grand system that builds islands of breathtaking order, like galaxies and life, by exporting entropy into the growing void, feeding the very chaos that powers its expansion. We see this dynamic balance reflected in our own lives every single day. Your daily routine provides the necessary order, the structure that allows you to function. But it is the unexpected event, the chance encounter, the moment of spontaneous inspiration that often leads to the most profound growth and creativity. How do you personally navigate the constant pull between your need for stability and your desire for something new? The universe seems to be asking itself the same question on a cosmic scale. The current acceleration could be the cosmos embracing its chaotic nature, choosing a path of explosive innovation over one of stable, predictable decay. This endless interplay between the two fundamental forces, the cosmic yin and yang, suggests that reality is not moving toward a final victory of one over the other. It is moving toward a deeper, more integrated state where the duality itself begins to dissolve into a transcendent whole. The final boundary to dissolve is the one between you and the cosmos. All the dualities we have explored, from expansion and contraction to order and chaos, are ultimately illusions born from a limited perspective. The universe is a seamless, undivided whole, a single, flowing reality where separation is the fundamental mirage. In this non-dual perspective, the accelerating expansion is not a force fighting against gravity or a journey toward emptiness. It is the universe expressing its fundamental unity, a majestic unfolding of the one into the apparent many. This ancient wisdom, found in Eastern philosophies like Advaita Vedanta, finds a startling echo in modern physics through the work of thinkers like David Bohm. He proposed that our tangible world of separate objects, what he called the explicate order, is a projection from a deeper, enfolded reality he termed the implicate order. In this foundational layer, everything is connected. Every particle, every galaxy, and every thought is intimately woven into a single, unbroken fabric. From this vantage point, dark energy is not a mysterious substance. It is the dynamic expression of this unity unfolding into diversity, the one becoming the many without ever ceasing to be one. The universe is not expanding into anything because there is no outside. It is simply manifesting like a single thought blossoming into a complex idea within a boundless mind. You can touch the edges of this truth in your own experience. In deep meditation, the sense of a separate self, the feeling of being an observer inside a body looking out at a distant world, can begin to soften and dissolve. What remains is not nothingness, but a profound sense of being the entire field of awareness, where the breath, the sounds, and the silence are all experienced as one seamless event. Could the cosmic expansion be the universe itself engaged in this same profound meditation, experiencing the joy of its own infinite expression? This unified view transforms our entire story. A galaxy is not a separate island of stars. It is a localized swirl in the universal dance, a temporary pattern in the flowing energy of the whole. The void between galaxies is not empty. It is the pregnant silence from which all form emerges, the ground of being itself. You are not a tiny, separate entity living inside this cosmos. You are the cosmos, localized as a point of awareness, feeling its way through a human life. Your drive to understand the universe is the universe beginning to comprehend itself. This non-dual reality is the ultimate interconnectedness, a cosmic dance where every step, every turn is the movement of the one and only dancer. Every particle in existence is a dancer in a silent, cosmic ballet. This 24th perspective reveals the universe not as a collection of objects, but as a sublime dance of pure energy, where the expansion of space is the grand movement of the choreography itself. The fundamental forces are the music, and dark energy is the conductor, setting an accelerating tempo for the entire performance. The physicist Richard Feynman visualized the interactions of electrons and photons as intricate dances, their paths tracing a beautiful, probabilistic choreography dictated by the laws of quantum mechanics. From this vantage point, the universe's accelerating expansion is not a drift into silence. It is a dramatic change in rhythm, a shift from a stately waltz to a frenetic, explosive flamenco, pushing the dancers farther apart and demanding new, more complex steps. The majestic spin of a galaxy is a pirouette on a scale of light years. The constant vibration of an atom is a subtle, rhythmic shiver, a fundamental beat underlying all of reality. Even the void is not empty, but a stage alive with potential, where virtual particles flicker in and out of existence like dancers leaping from the floor for a single, fleeting moment. Your own body is a temporary gathering of these energetic dancers, held in a miraculous pattern for a brief lifetime. The air you breathe, the light you see, the very thoughts you are thinking right now are all part of this endless, flowing performance. How does it feel to know that your every movement, your every heartbeat, is a unique step in this cosmic dance? This energetic view makes the universe feel less like a machine and more like a living art form, a celebration of motion for its own sake. It suggests a cosmos that dances simply because it must, because motion and change are its most fundamental nature. This breathtaking vision of a universe in perpetual, rhythmic motion brings us to our final, most challenging question. If the cosmos is a dance without a final curtain, does its breathtaking performance point to a deeper purpose, or is the beauty of the movement itself the only reason for being? The cosmos might be a dance without a choreographer, a breathtaking performance unfolding for no one and for no reason. This final perspective challenges you to consider a universe stripped of all inherent purpose, where the relentless expansion is nothing more than a random, mechanical process. The acceleration we observe is not a sign of awakening or a journey toward a higher state. It is simply a consequence of blind physical laws operating with cold, indifferent precision. This existential viewpoint, rooted in scientific materialism and nihilism, posits that meaning is not discovered in the cosmos, but is something we, as conscious observers, impose upon it. The philosopher Jean-Paul Sartre captured this with his assertion that existence precedes essence. The universe just is. Its expansion is a brute fact, a property of its initial conditions playing out across eternity, devoid of any teleology or final goal. From this vantage point, dark energy loses all its mystery and grandeur. It is not a cosmic hormone, a computational resource, or an artistic impulse. It is simply a property of the vacuum, a feature of empty space itself that happens to push galaxies apart with no deeper significance whatsoever. The formation of a galaxy is a gravitational accident. The birth of a star is a nuclear furnace igniting in the void. Your own consciousness is a fleeting, electrochemical event in a tiny corner of a universe that is utterly unaware and unconcerned with your presence. How does that feel? Does the idea of a purposeless cosmos liberate you, freeing you from any predetermined script and placing the full weight of meaning-making squarely in your own hands? Or does it unsettle you, painting a picture of a cold, indifferent reality where all our struggles and triumphs are ultimately insignificant? This acceptance of a universe without purpose is not an end point, but a profound starting point. It prepares us to gather all 25 of these uncommon perspectives, from the conscious cosmos to the cosmic dancer, and hold them together not as competing truths, but as facets of a single, breathtaking, and ultimately mysterious reality. These 25 uncommon perspectives do not cancel each other out. They weave together into a single, shimmering tapestry, revealing the ever-expanding cosmos as the ultimate mirror for our own curiosity. Whether you see the universe as a conscious mind awakening, a cosmic computer processing data, or a purposeless dance of energy, each view illuminates a different facet of the same profound mystery. The accelerating expansion, driven by that enigmatic dark energy, is the central thread running through them all, a constant reminder that our current knowledge has its limits and that the greatest discoveries still lie ahead. This rich tapestry of interpretations is not a sign of confusion, but a celebration of the human spirit's relentless drive to find meaning in the vastness. We have moved from seeing the cosmos as a mere place to understanding it as a process, a story, and perhaps even a feeling. Each perspective, from the holographic to the ethical, offers a unique lens, and it is by looking through all of them that we gain the deepest appreciation for the reality we inhabit. So how will you carry these ideas forward? The true power of this journey lies not in choosing one single truth, but in learning to hold all these possibilities in your mind at once. Your personal worldview is now a little richer, a little more nuanced, and infinitely more connected to the grand, unfolding mystery of existence. You are not just a spectator of the cosmos, you are an active participant in its interpretation, and the next chapter of this great story is yours to write. We have journeyed through 25 uncommon perspectives, from a conscious cosmos and a holographic reality to a universe that might be learning, creating art, or simply dancing for no reason at all. Each of these views challenges the conventional picture of a cold, mechanical void, offering instead a cosmos alive with possibility and mystery. These are not just abstract ideas, they are tools for seeing the universe in a new light, transforming it from a collection of facts into a vast canvas for our imagination. The true power lies not in choosing one single truth, but in holding all these possibilities in your mind, allowing them to deepen your sense of wonder. The astronomer Carl Sagan beautifully captured this spirit when he said, "Somewhere, something incredible is waiting to be known." That incredible something is not just a distant star or a new particle. It is the next leap in our own understanding, the next perspective that will once again reshape everything we think we know. I encourage you to carry these insights with you, to discuss them with friends, to debate them, and to let them fuel your own personal exploration of the mysteries that surround us. The conversation does not end here. If this journey has sparked your curiosity, please share your thoughts in the comments below. Let us know which perspective resonated most deeply with you. And if you would like to continue unraveling the secrets of the cosmos together, your support through a like and a subscription helps make that possible. The universe is expanding, and so too is our understanding. Let us keep exploring it